Hello and welcome to News Tonight on Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Tina Jha. Let's begin with the day's top headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates Atal Tunnel. The world's longest highway tunnel will connect Manali with Lahaul Spiti Valley all through the year, even in peak snowfall season. National interest and security paramount for my government, asserts Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Criticizes earlier governments for lacking political will to fulfill strategic needs of the country. Opposition parties firm up alliance for elections to the 243-seat assembly in Bihar. RJD to field candidates for 144 seats. Congress to contest 70, 29 seats given to the left parties. With over 54 lakh people recovering from COVID-19, India continues to lead in global coronavirus recoveries. Cases fall in Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu, two of the states with the highest rate of infections. And with mandatory wearing of masks and arrangements to ensure social distancing against COVID-19, students to take UPSC civil services exams in over 2,500 centres across 72 cities on Sunday. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Saturday inaugurated the strategically important Atal Tunnel at Rohtang in Himachal Pradesh. The tunnel connects Manali to the Lahaul Spiti Valley and reduces travel time to Leh. Prime Minister Modi said the Atal Tunnel will benefit Himachal and serve as a lifeline for the Leh and Ladakh region.
अटल टनल हिमाचल प्रदेश के एक बड़े हिस्से के साथ साथ नए केंद्र शासित प्रदेश लेह लद्दाख की भी लाइफलाइन बनने वाला है। अब सही मायनों में हिमाचल प्रदेश का ये बड़ा क्षेत्र और लेह लद्दाख देश के बाकी हिस्सों से हमेशा जुड़े रहेंगे, प्रगति पथ पर तेजी से आगे बढ़ेंगे।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the all-weather Atal Tunnel that connects Manali and Leh on Saturday. In his remarks at the event, the Prime Minister said, the government has put its full weight behind the development of border infrastructure. Emphasizing on the importance of connectivity, the Prime Minister said it has direct connection with development. He said construction of roads, bridges and tunnels is being carried out on a large scale.
बीते 6 वर्षों में इस दिशा में अभूतपूर्व प्रयास किया गया है। विशेष रूप से बॉर्डर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के विकास के लिए पूरी ताकत लगा दी गई है। सड़क बनाने का काम हो, पुल बनाने का काम हो, सुरंग बनाने का काम हो, इतने बड़े स्तर पर देश में इन क्षेत्रों में पहले कभी काम नहीं हुआ। इसका बहुत बड़ा लाभ सामान्य जनों के साथ ही हमारे फौजी भाई बहनों को भी हो रहा है। सर्दी के मौसम में उन तक रसद पहुंचाना हो, उनकी रक्षा से जुड़े साजो सामान हो, वो आसानी से पेट्रोलिंग कर सकें, इसके लिए सड़कों का जाल बिछाया जा रहा है। साथियों, देश की रक्षा जरूरतों, देश की रक्षा करने वालों की जरूरतों का ध्यान रखना, उनके हितों का ध्यान रखना हमारी सरकार की सर्वोच्च प्राथमिकता में से एक है।
Calling it a historic day, the Prime Minister expressed happiness that the dreams of not only former Prime Minister Vajpayee but also the people of Himachal Pradesh had been fulfilled. He criticized the Congress-led previous governments for neglecting India's strategic projects. The Prime Minister said Atal Bihari Vajpayee had laid the foundation of the approach road for the Atal Tunnel, but after his government left, the project was all but forgotten.
आज का दिन बहुत ऐतिहासिक है। आज सिर्फ अटल जी का ही सपना नहीं पूरा हुआ है, आज हिमाचल प्रदेश के करोड़ों लोगों का भी दशकों पुराना इंतजार खत्म हुआ है। लंबे समय तक हमारे यहां बॉर्डर से जुड़े इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के प्रोजेक्ट या तो प्लानिंग के स्टेज से बाहर ही नहीं निकल पाए, या जो निकले वो अटक गए, लटक गए, भटक गए। अटल टनल के साथ भी कभी कभी तो कुछ ऐसा महसूस भी हुआ है। साल 2002 में अटल जी ने इस टनल के लिए अप्रोच रोड का शिलान्यास किया था। अटल जी की सरकार जाने के बाद जैसे इस काम को भी भुला दिया गया। हालत ये थी कि साल 2013-14 तक टनल के लिए सिर्फ 1300 मीटर यानी 1.5 किलोमीटर से भी कम काम हो पाया था।
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh praised the Border Roads Organisation for completing the project in time without increasing its cost. He said the tunnel will give a strategic boost to the defence forces.
और सबसे बड़ा काम बॉर्डर रोड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने किया है कि सामान्यतः हमने देखा होगा कोई प्रोजेक्ट होता है, कुछ समय के बाद उसकी प्रोजेक्ट कास्ट बढ़ जाती है, लेकिन जो प्रोजेक्ट कास्ट पहले से निर्धारित थी उसी प्रोजेक्ट कास्ट के अंतर्गत ही बॉर्डर रोड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने इस काम को पूरा किया है। इसलिए बॉर्डर रोड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को इसके लिए मैं अपनी तरफ से हार्दिक बधाई देता हूं। यह टनल सामाजिक और आर्थिक विकास की दृष्टि से भी एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण टनल है।
The Atal Tunnel, built by the Border Roads Organisation, is the longest highway tunnel in the world and reduces the distance between Manali and Leh by 46 kilometers. The work on the project was accelerated after 2014, and in just 6 years, the government completed the work pending for 26 years. The Prime Minister also flagged off the HRTC bus service from the north to south portal through the tunnel towards Manali. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed a public rally in Himachal Pradesh, Solang, after inaugurating the Atal Tunnel in Rohtang, taking a swipe at the opposition's protest against the farm reform laws. The Prime Minister said those parties also had the same idea but lacked the courage to implement these measures because they focused on elections, while his government looked at the country's and the farmers' welfare. The Prime Minister also spoke of the benefits of the new labour sector laws and said reforms will continue as his government works to realize its goal of an Atmanirbhar Bharat.
देश में आज जो रिफॉर्म्स किए जा रहे हैं उन्होंने ऐसे लोगों को परेशान कर दिया है जिन्होंने हमेशा सिर्फ अपने राजनीतिक हितों के लिए काम किया। सदी बदल गई लेकिन उनकी सोच नहीं बदली। अब सदी बदल गई है, सोच भी बदलनी है और नई सदी के हिसाब से देश को भी बदल करके बनाना है। कृषि सुधार कानूनों का विरोध करने वाले कहते हैं कि यथास्थिति बनाए रखो, पिछली सदी में जीना है जीने दो, लेकिन देश आज परिवर्तन के लिए प्रतिबद्ध है और इसलिए ही कृषि क्षेत्र के विकास के लिए कानूनों में ऐतिहासिक सुधार किया गया है।
The Prime Minister also addressed a public meeting at Sisu village in Lahaul Spiti region earlier in the day, where he asserted that a major transformation has been effected in the government's way of functioning And new schemes are no more based on the quantum of votes from an area, as the only focus now is development for all.
दौलत बैग ओल्डी की एयर स्ट्रिप वायु सेना ने अपने इरादों की वजह से शुरू हो पाई, उसमें राजनीतिक इच्छा शक्ति कहीं नजर नहीं आई। साथियों, मैं ऐसे दर्जनों प्रोजेक्ट गिना सकता हूं जो सामरिक दृष्टि से और सुविधा की दृष्टि से भले ही कितने भी महत्वपूर्ण रहे हो, लेकिन बरसों तक नजरअंदाज किए गए।
Saturday's line of events were Prime Minister Modi's first public rally in more than 6 months, ever since the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic forced a nationwide lockdown in March. At the event, people were seated far from each other as per social distancing protocols. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, Union Minister of State for Finance and Corporate Affairs Anurag Thakur, and Himachal Pradesh Chief Minister Jairam Thakur were also present at the public meetings held by the Prime Minister. Atal Tunnel, the world's longest underground highway, was inaugurated on Saturday and dedicated to the country by the Prime Minister. Indian Army's elite road construction agency, the Border Roads Organization, built this unique tunnel that is located 10,000 feet above sea level.
The strategically important 9.02 kilometer long tunnel connects Manali to Lahaul Spiti Valley throughout the year. It shortens the distance between Manali and Leh by 46 kilometers and travel time by 4 to 5 hours. The Atal Tunnel is built with ultra-modern specifications in the Pir Panjal range of Himalayas. The south portal of Atal Tunnel is located 25 km from Manali, while the north portal is located near village Teling Sisu in Lahaul Valley. The horseshoe-shaped single-tube double-lane tunnel has a roadway of 8 meters and has an overhead clearance of 5.525 meters. 10.5 meter wide, it has a fireproof emergency egress tunnel built into the main tunnel itself. Atal Tunnel can support traffic density of 3,000 cars per day and 1,500 trucks per day with maximum speed of 80 km per hour. It has the state-of-the-art electromechanical system, including semi-transverse ventilation system. The tunnel has many safety features built into it, including telephone connections at every 150 meters for emergency communication, fire hydrant mechanism at every 60 meters, auto incident detection system with CCTV cameras at every 250 meters, air quality monitoring at 1 kilometer, evacuation lighting, exit signs and broadcasting system throughout the tunnel, among others. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
In some other news, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Saturday addressed an international webinar on textile traditions. Speaking on the occasion, the Prime Minister said that the textile sector has immense opportunity and is among the highest job providers in India. He added that Indian textiles are highly valued globally and are enriched with customs, crafts and techniques of other cultures. The Prime Minister also said that the textile sector is a key sector that will help in building a self-reliant India. Listen in.
Textile sector has always brought opportunities. Domestically, textile sector is among the highest job providers in India. Internationally, textiles help us to build trade and cultural relations with the world. After all, Indian textiles are highly valued globally. They have also got enriched with customs, crafts, products and techniques of other cultures. Friends, this program is also in context of Gandhiji's 150th birth anniversary celebrations. Mahatma Gandhi saw a close link between the textile sector and social empowerment.
The webinar was jointly organized by the Indian Council for Cultural Relations and the Uttar Pradesh Institute of Design. The theme of the webinar was Weaving Relations, Textile Traditions. India is ready to work with other nations to achieve the goal of a world free of nuclear weapons. The Indian stand was reiterated at the high-level plenary meeting of the United Nations by Foreign Secretary Harshvardhan Shringla on Saturday. Here's a report.
Addressing the meeting to mark the International Day for the Total Elimination of Nuclear Weapons, Foreign Secretary Harshvardhan Shringla said India believes nuclear disarmament can be achieved through a step-by-step process. He also emphasized the need for meaningful dialogue among nuclear weapon nations for building trust.
We believe that nuclear disarmament can be achieved through a step-by-step process underwritten by universal commitment and an agreed multilateral framework. India remains convinced of the need for meaningful dialogue among all states possessing nuclear weapons for building trust and confidence. India's annual resolution in the UNGA on the Convention on the Prohibition of the Use of Nuclear Weapons, tabled since 1982, enjoys wide support and reaffirms that any use of nuclear weapons would be a violation of the UN Charter and a crime against humanity.
The Foreign Secretary stated that India is a key partner in global efforts towards disarmament and strengthening the non-proliferation order. In 1982, India tabled annual resolution in the UNGA on Convention on the Prohibition of the Use of Nuclear Weapons. In 1988, India tabled the UNGA resolution on reducing nuclear danger to reduce risks of unintentional and accidental use of nuclear weapons. India espouses no first use against nuclear weapon states and non-use against non-nuclear weapon states. During the event, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said, nuclear disarmament has been a priority of the United Nations since the beginning.
In marking the birthday of Mahatma Gandhi, this International Day highlights the remarkable power of non-violence and peaceful protest. It is also a timely reminder to strive to uphold values that Gandhi lived by: the promotion of dignity, equal protection for all, and communities living together in peace.
The high-level event was held on the International Day of Non-Violence to mark Mahatma Gandhi's birth anniversary. Akhilesh Suman's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Time for a short break here, but more news and updates will continue on the other side. Do stay with us.
Watch The Big Picture with me, Vishal Dahiya, at 9:30 p.m. on Rajya Sabha TV.
The prolific British poet and story writer Joseph Rudyard Kipling, one of the first masters of short stories in English. In 1894 appeared his Jungle Book, which became a children's classic all over the world. Kim, the story of Kimball O'Hara and his adventures in the Himalayas, is perhaps his most felicitous work published. Set in and concerned with India he had come to know and love so well. In 1907, Kipling became the first English language writer to receive the Nobel Prize for Literature.
साथियों, ऐसे समय में अफवाहें भी तेजी से फैलती हैं। कोई कहता है ये नहीं खाना है, वो नहीं करना है। कुछ लोग 4 नई चीजें लेकर के आ जाएंगे कि ये खाने से कोरोना वायरस से बचा जा सकता है, ढीकना करने से बचा जा सकता है। मेरी सभी देशवासियों को प्रार्थना है, मेहरबानी करके इन अफवाहों से भी बचना है। आपको कुछ भी लगता है, जो भी करें, अपने डॉक्टर की सलाह से ही करें। हम स्वयं डॉक्टर न बन जाएं।
Welcome back. You're watching News Tonight. Special arrangements in view of the COVID-19 pandemic have been made for holding the UPSC Civil Services Exam 2020 across India on Sunday. Here's a detailed report. The exam will be conducted in over 2,500 centers across 72 cities. UPSC has permitted candidates to change their centers, and over 60,000 candidates have availed the option. Wearing a face mask is mandatory for all candidates, and entry will not be granted without it. Candidates are allowed to carry a small-sized hand sanitizer into the exam hall. Candidates will have to follow COVID-19 norms of social distancing as well as personal hygiene inside the examination halls. They will need to bring a printout of their e-admit cards along with their original photo identity card. Earlier this week, the Supreme Court refused to postpone the UPSC Civil Services preliminary exam because of the COVID-19 pandemic and floods in several parts of the country. Bureau Report, Rajya TV. In Bihar, the RJD Congress-led Grand Alliance on Saturday announced its seat-sharing formula for the upcoming state assembly elections. RJD leader Tejaswi Yadav announced that of the 243 assembly seats, the party will contest 144, while the Congress has been given 70 seats. The Congress will also contest from Valmiki Nagar Lok Sabha seat, where by-poll is scheduled on the 7th of November, along with the state assembly polls. Tejaswi Yadav said new entrants in the alliance, the left-wing parties, will together contest on 29 seats. The CPI-ML has a bigger share of 19 seats, the CPI 6, and the CPIM has 4 seats. Yadav also said his party will accommodate VIP and JMM from its own quota.
CPM पार्टी को हम लोगों ने 4 सीटें, CPI पार्टी को 6 सीटें, CPI माले को 19 सीटें, कांग्रेस को 70 सीटें.
And let's now take a look at the COVID-19 situation in the country. India continues to occupy the top global position with the maximum number of COVID-19 recoveries and accounts for 21% of recovered cases worldwide. The number of people who've recuperated from the disease surged to 54,27,000, with 75,628 people recovering in a span of 24 hours. The national recovery rate is now 83.84%. Total COVID-19 cases mounted to 64,73,000, with 79,476 new infections being reported in a single day. The death toll crossed 1 lakh, with the virus claiming 1,069 lives in the last 24 hours. There are over 9,44,000 active cases of coronavirus in the country that comprises only 14.6% of the total caseload. However, India continues to maintain its global position with one of the lowest COVID-19 case fatality rates in the world. While the global CFR stands at 2.97%, India has a steady death rate of 1.56%. Bureau Report, Rajya TV. The Indian Railways flagged off the first batch of indigenously manufactured Tejas Express locomotives at Asansol railway station in West Bengal. Manufactured by Chittaranjan Locomotive Works, these highly efficient and advanced locomotives are made for push-pull operations. The Tejas locomotive is capable to run at 160 kilometers per hour. Railway Minister Piyush Goyal called it a major achievement under the Make in India initiative. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration has launched a cargo spacecraft named after Indian astronaut Kalpana Chawla, to the International Space Station. The Northrop Grumman Cygnus resupply spacecraft was launched on an Antares rocket from its Wallops flight facility in Virginia on Friday. The spacecraft is carrying several tons of cargo and supplies to the International Space Station. It includes research on cancer treatments, a crop of radishes to cultivate, a VR camera, a new space toilet, among several other things. The spacecraft is scheduled to arrive at the International Space Station on the 5th of October. It will remain at the space station until mid-December.
And Ops 1LC, countdown 1.
And that's it from us in this bulletin. Thank you very much for your time. Good night.